Two programs, two incredible stories, one loaded show. That's what we have today on the Mohawk Valley Sportswatch. How does a first-year coach a program to an 8-2 record and completely change the culture? We're talking FA Boys Lacrosse with head coach PJ Herron, and the turnaround is real. And then, what does greatness look like? Try 25-1, a Section 3 title, a run to the state championship. I sit down this morning with sisters Ella and Erin Trinkaus, two of the most dynamic athletes in the Mohawk Valley, to talk legacy, family, and what it meant to finish their careers side by side. This is a special one, and this is the Mohawk Valley Sports Watch, and let's get into it here this morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Mohawk Valley Sports Watch. Thanks for making it part of your Sunday morning. Good to be back here behind the mic, one of my favorite shows of the day today. Great lineup for you in just a little bit. We'll talk to two of my favorite athletes to cover across the Mohawk Valley. Be the first time I have Erin on with Ella. The Trinkaus sisters will join me here in just a little bit. And then followed up by Rome Free Academy boys lacrosse coach PJ Herron. I had PJ on earlier in the season, before the season started, and he's got RFA boys at 8-2. It's been a great turnaround story here locally for the boys lacrosse team. So we'll talk to him and more at about 9:30. And I know people saw the post yesterday. I'm going to be doing a community small town spotlight. Athletes, coaches, teams, fans, you name it. I've already had about a handful of recommendations come through. So I'll be putting that together and covering even more local stuff across the area. So I appreciate everybody's following. Want to run through some scores until we have the girls on here in just a little bit. On the boys' side in baseball, yesterday, a lot of games in action. Hard to believe. I think baseball season here locally is down to like the last 5 or 6 games. I feel bad these kids haven't played in any sun. Let's see. Oriskany 10-3 winners over Sequoia Valley. Poland over Brookfield 6-3. West Jenny beats Syracuse 8-0. Skinny Atlas 9-4 winners over Casanova. Westmoreland beat Waterville 7-1. Liverpool over FM 11-3. Beaver River 10-1 over Pulaski. CNS beat Oswego 4-1. Alexandria beat New York Mills 15-7. CVA over Little Falls 5-2. Baldwinsville beat Central Square 3-0. And CBA beat Bishop Blood and Grimes 7-2. On the girls' side, Sequoia Valley moves to 7-1. They beat Oriskany 14-2. Lime over Sackett's Harbor 14-9. Pulaski 19-3 winners over Mexico. Jordan Elbridge 10-6 winners over Port Byron. South Jeff beat General Brown 7-2. Sackett's Harbor beat Lime 10-0. Indian River 11-7 over Alexandria. Poland 6-4 winners over Brookfield. CVA 7-0 over Frankfurt Schuyler. Liverpool beat ESM 2-1. Beaver River beat Harrisville 18-10. And Brookfield 3-1 winners over Poland. On the lacrosse side, on the boys' side, Hilton beat West Jenny 11-10. Lafayette, Onondaga Central beat Indian River 20-4. Fulton falls to Lowville 20-8. Victor over Baldwinsville 11-4. Watertown IHC beat Proctor 14-3. Skinny Atlas 16-5 over Johnson City. VVS, they moved to 7-3 in the Tri-Valley. They beat Whitesboro 13-8. Jordan Elbridge 11-6 winners over Holland Patton. Jamesville DeWitt, they moved to 10-3. They beat Marcellus, who's 9-3, 16-12. Penyan beat Tully 15-1. Pittsford Sutherland beat Fayetteville Manlius 15-8. On the girls' side, Janesville DeWitt moves to 7-2. They beat Marcellus 18-8. Auburn over Geneva 20-8. Irondequoit 14-11 over Baldwinsville. Clinton beat Bishop Blood and Grimes 18-7. Chittenden beat Rome Free Academy 19-4. And rounding out the girls, Homer beat Central Square 10-9. Pittsford Sutherland 11-10 over Fayetteville Manlius. And Liverpool 19-8 winners over Oswego. I got to say this. I got to give a shout out to my neighbor, Coach Akko Kolas, who is the modified boys coach for lacrosse in Rome. And I got a chance to watch my first game. My wife and I, my daughter, my mom. Reminding people that have heard me say this numerous times. My son was a baseball kid his whole life and came home one day and said, "Dad, I want to play lacrosse." So the support of dad and mom that parents that Aiden has, we said, okay, but remember, you haven't played it. You got to be patient because kids nowadays, and my kids are guilty of this. If they don't walk onto a field, they're not the best player. They're not very good. They want to just quit and play a different sport. And it's like we preach and preach and preach to these young kids and say, you have to work. You got to put the time in. You got to practice. You're not just going to walk onto a field. Can some kids just walk onto a field and be good? Yes, they sure can. But you got to work for it. So I was a little bit worried about that. But I'll tell you what, we watched our first game, and Aiden did okay. I still don't know a lot of the rules of lacrosse, but I got a chance to watch it. And it's a physical game. There were some big hits in the game. It was fun to watch. And after the game, when I saw my son come off the field, my son was smiling. He got in the car when we picked him up, and he goes, "Dad, I like football." He goes, "This was real. This was about as fun as I've had in a long time." So it's growing. I got to learn it. I'm still learning it, but it was nice to see because some of the kids on the team, it's their first year, and they're kids from different sports that are good athletes coming over. So I think it's great for lacrosse here in Rome. I think it's great to see the numbers are starting to grow. And some people have said, and I'll ask Coach Aaron this because he knows more about the teams than I do. I don't know enough about it, but some people have said, well, Rome's played a soft schedule. That's why they're 8-2. And I'll say this: who cares? Like, who cares? You still got to beat the teams on your schedule regardless. It's great for the program. More kids will want to come out. I say the same thing about football and all these sports. It's nice to have a schedule where you can go and compete, right? If numbers are down, let's put a schedule together that we can go compete. And the following year, you hope the more kids come out. Like, that's how you build a program. So when people say that, it drives me absolutely bonkers when they say, well, they haven't played a tough schedule. Who cares? You got to play the teams that are on your schedule. So, but we'll get into Matt more with Coach Aaron here in just a little bit. But I can't leave the girls waiting here any longer. There they are, girls. What's going on this morning?
Nothing. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in ages. So it's nice to have you guys back on. Erin, this is your first time on the show. So
Yes.
so welcome. Madison says hello. She was in pajamas. She didn't want to come down and say hi on camera, so she's watching upstairs in her room, but she says hello.
I'm totally sorry.
Um, so let's start real fast here. We'll dive into a few things. I want to start with the basketball piece first. So you guys wrap up it was a 25-1 season for you guys, and I want to ask you both the question. When you look back now, what stands out to you the most about this team this past year?
I feel like just the heart that we've played with each and every game, and the sense of like togetherness that we've played with throughout this year, and all the hard work we put into practice. We had a tough schedule this year, and we went down to Florida. We played some really really hard teams, and we matched their physicality. We weren't used to the aggressiveness when we went down there, so we had to adapt to that. And I feel like that definitely helped us later in the season with our like postseason games as well. So I just feel like the heart and the togetherness of our team definitely stood out to me this season. And yeah, I'm just so thankful that we had the team that we had, and that I was able to like spend this last season with the people that I was able to play with.
Yeah, I'm so grateful for all the hard work that we've put in, that it was able for us to get so close together. Last year we didn't have any seniors, so we just kept going off of the heart that we played last year into this year, and all our hard work paid off, though it didn't end up the way we wanted to.
So you guys win 3 straight Section 3 titles, a state championship. What do you think made this program so consistently successful over the years?
I feel like definitely the goals that we set and the expectations that Coach Snyder instills in us, and what he wants us to achieve and what he knows we can achieve. He sets it up right from the beginning. The year we won states, he told us that we had a chance to go all the way. And honestly, like, none of us really believed him at first. We were like, what is he talking about? But as soon as we got closer to it, we were like, oh, we could actually do this. So I feel like definitely putting it in our minds and working towards it definitely helps us like achieve these goals. And yeah, I think that was a big part of it.
Yeah, Coach Schneider definitely pushes us the best we can be. They're already starting open gyms now, so we definitely start early. And I think that all the hard work we put in just paid off. So
I went back and did some numbers here. I crunched some. You guys were 99, and I might be wrong, but I think I'm right. 99-21 overall record, undefeated in league play during your guys' careers. What does that say about the culture that you two helped build at Notre Dame?
Yeah, I mean, so that also means like our last game would have been Coach Snyder's 100th win, but we could go into that day. But no, you're right. I feel like that alone speaks for how we want to play, how we want the younger girls to step up and continue the culture that we've instilled at Notre Dame. And I feel like, yeah, just the teams that we've put together these last years and how we were able to fight each and every game and just try to we didn't have to win big or pretty. We just a win is a win, and I feel like in those games where we're not making shots or we're not playing offensively as well, we try to do whatever else we can to win. Which if it's just get every rebound, play good defense, I feel like we just do whatever we can to try to win. So I feel like that record speaks for itself.
So, Erin, I got to ask you about Ella because, of course, Ella gets all the attention. But this is what I asked my daughter this question. And one night after practice, she goes, "If I can shoot it like Erin and score like Ella, I'll have a pretty good career." And I always said the whole time during your season, I said, Erin doesn't get enough credit because when Erin gets going shooting, this team is even better when Erin's shooting the ball well. What's it been like to be on the ride with your sister?
it's been amazing. If a night's not going well shooting, I know I can always count on Ella. She'll put the ball in the basket. So I just know I can count on her. Coach Schneider never fails to let me know to keep shooting, even if I'm 0 for 8 or whatever. I just know that I can have confidence in everyone else on the court and just keep going. A win is a win.
So, Ella, I know I asked you in one of the interviews, I said, how important was it for you when you broke the school scoring record? I think you had said Erin assisted you on that pass. Talk to us and take us back through that moment.
No, yeah, it was definitely a special moment for me. Growing up playing with her. It's just like it's not common that you're able to play with your twin sister throughout like your whole career, and just having her as a teammate besides me definitely helped me grow and push me to become the player that I am. So I'm so thankful for that. And then being able to get the pass from her for that record that she's helped me in every way break, and it's just a special moment for both of us. And I feel like we're so glad we were able to share it together.
So you guys had a chance to play with Maggie, their older sister. You
Mm-hmm.
get the opportunity to play with your younger sister, which I think is so cool. Talk to us a little bit about what's it been like to play with all the sisters.
I think it just shows we were playing in the backyard like a few years ago, like just shooting the ball up every day. And it's just a testament to our hard work. Getting Molly up this season, it was awesome. Ella assisting her first points. So I just really like how we've just played together since the beginning, and it's just shown off.
Yeah, and I feel like family is a huge part of our lives, and we all get along pretty well most of the time. So I feel like we're just a great like team and family, and yeah, I think it's really special to us.
So your sister Maggie's playing down at Mount St. Mary's this past year. I think she finished up her sophomore year, second year there. How much has she influenced both of you getting a chance to watch and do it with your big sister?
Yeah, no, she's supports us in every way. She watches every game still and tells us what we need to do better, and definitely doesn't tell it to us lightly. She tells us what we have to work on, especially when she sees some of the games. She tells us and what to tell our team as well. And watching her become the player she is now, through like when she left high school and going through college basketball, it definitely tells us the hard work that she's put in, and I feel like it'll help me next year. Hopefully, she'll help me transition in college basketball for me. So I'm definitely gonna lean on her for some advice and help in that aspect as well. And we're just so glad that she's there for us and telling us what we need to hear, even though it might not be good sometimes. But she's just gonna tell us to us lately, or not gonna tell it to us lately. Tell us what
All
we
right,
need.
who's the better shooter in the family? To be honest here, who's the better? If Erin gets going, I feel like Erin's probably the better shooter.
Yeah, I think Erin. Once Erin makes those like 3-pointers in a row the first 5 minutes, I know it's gonna be a good game.
But I feel like when you get going too, because there was a couple games I was at, you made like 2 or 3 outside shots, and I felt like everything you threw up was going in. So I'm like, Ella can't miss either. So it's like when one of you guys gets hot, look out because you guys both shot it so well.
No, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I feel like honestly, yeah, you're right. Any night, either one of us could be hot. But yeah, I feel like Erin's more of the shooter, and if I don't really shoot, I'll just go inside more.
Yeah.
So talk to us about this past senior year class. I know your group was pretty close. It was a special group, and I always say teams like that don't come around too often, but it's a lot of hard work, and you girls played a lot of basketball together. Talk to us about how special this past senior class was for you guys.
So we definitely started off really young. We started off in kindergarten together. So it's just a testament of how close we've been since kindergarten, and we've grown up together, playing every single level together. We put in the hard work in the summer every year, and it's just great to see how far we've come.
We've built a great community and friendship with each other, and it's definitely gonna be. It was definitely hard for us, knowing that this was our last season, but I feel like that made it all the more special and made us work all the more better because we wanted to end our last season off the best way that we can. So I feel like just growing up playing with each other and having the feel with each other, knowing how to play together, and yeah, I just feel like that it's so special to us, and yeah, it was really important to us.
So I got to ask you guys, and hopefully he's watching. Maybe he'll watch the replay. But Coach Snyder, what was it like playing for him?
I think I can't say enough good words about Coach Snyder. He's one of the most amazing people in the world for me, and he's just like my biggest role model, I feel like, and I can't say enough good things about him, honestly, and I know he tells us whenever we need something, we can always go to him, and just the impact that he's made on my life. I'm just gonna forever be thankful for him, and I hope he knows that. I know he's gonna be watching this, so I hope that he knows that I couldn't be more thankful, and I would not be like the player that I am now without him. He's the coach that made me want to work better and made me want to work harder and to become the player that I am. And I know that coming up in college basketball, I'm always going to come back to him and ask him for advice, and just he's always going to be there for me. I know that, and I'm just so grateful that we've had the opportunity to play for a coach like him, and I feel like it's not easy to it's not common to have a coach like that you want to work more towards and just become a better person and player for.
Erin, what would you say would be? Is there something that stands out about Coach that he's taught you beyond basketball?
Beyond basketball, he's always supported me in literally everything we've done. Literally the college process he's helped me through. Each day he reminds me Villanova was one of my options, so he knows that although I'm not picking Villanova as my school, he's always supported me in choosing the right college for me. He's chosen literally everything. He'll do anything for us. He started basketball with us, so it's just been a great testament with him.
So, Al, I know you'll go on and play at St. Bonaventure, and Erin, was basketball ever an option for you in college? Did you want to play it in college, or was after high school it was like, nah, that's enough for me. I don't want to go any further in hoops. Did you have an opportunity?
I don't really know. I think it just kind of died off a little bit, but it was definitely an option somewhere in there, but
So, Ella, I keep joking with you because I'm a Fordham guy. I played football at Fordham, so St. Bonnie's is in the A10. So now I'll root for you every game, and we'll come out and watch you. But I'm gonna have that kind of bias when you play Fordham. I might have to wear like a divided shirt, like a Fordham on one side and Bonnie's on the other. But when you get down to Fordham, it's in the Bronx. You'll like it. But I'm gonna have to be biased when you guys play at Fordham. But we're looking forward to it. So when you guys look back on your careers here at Notre Dame, what do you think you guys are going to remember the most?
Honestly, just all the memories that we built with this team, and our program in general, and just the culture that we've impacted and instilled. I feel like all the young kids growing up, to become our varsity team, and even practicing with us postseason, they saw what they need to do to accomplish what we have, and I hope that they continue to work towards that. And just the people in our community is definitely going to hold a special place in my heart, and I'm definitely going to remember all those memories. Yeah.
Yeah, the memories we've had have been really grateful. I'm really grateful for all of them. The community we've built, just everyone letting us know when coming up to our games that they've had a great time. It's just always, we're so grateful for everything.
I know one thing, there's going to be opposing coaches that are going to be happy to see you guys graduate so they don't have to game plan for either one of you. I know that'll give some other teams a chance to potentially win a game. But, Coach Snyder said to me one day, he goes, I hope that we'll be able to put a product on the court next year where you'll be able to cover. And I told him this, and I'll tell him again. He's got two Notre Dame fans for life, and my daughter and I. So we'll be there to follow him next year, win or lose games. But I know he'll do a good job. But I had joked with him because I said one time 2 years ago, if you had any other coaching positions on that staff, I would have happily came on and sat there and just did the book for you guys, just because it looked like it was such an easy thing to do with the group that you guys had. You guys are so fun to watch play, and the team was so fun to watch play. But I want to ask you guys this question. If you guys can give each other advice for when you guys graduate in college and in the next steps, what advice would you give each other?
I would tell Ella that she's going to do great at Bonnie's. She knows that. I don't want her to put herself below anybody. I want her to keep striving there, and I know she can be in the best position she can be.
For Erin, I'd say probably just, work towards everything that you want to do, and just know that just put your goals ahead of you and know that you want.
All right. So how about this one? How about advice for just the younger athletes in general that'll watch this live or watch it on the replay? What advice would you guys have for them?
Just set goals, work towards them, be what's the word? Be like friendly to everyone. Don't take criticism like they're against you. Work towards just getting better and striving for your goals each and every day. And yeah,
I would say don't belittle yourself. You're great. Keep working to the goals you've made, and just don't let anything get in your way.
I like that. It's a good one. I like that. So real fast, so I got up a chance to watch you guys play softball. Of course, it was against RFA, and I got to be honest with you guys. We only lasted 2 innings. Madison was freezing.
yeah, it was a
And I'm the dad that brought no chairs. So I thought there were bleachers back there, and I've been up there 100 times. So we left after a couple innings. I think they got 3 runs in the first inning, and I was like, oh boy. And then I saw the score, and I'm like, you guys hung in there. So what was it like to play against some of your friends? I know you played a lot of travel softball with that crew, and I know you guys played basketball against them too. But what's it like to play against those guys?
No, yeah, they're some of our best friends. We love playing against them. Yeah, I just feel like we joke around all the time, and growing up playing with them over the summers, it's been so special to us, and that's another type of team that we've built a family bond with, and we love them all. And I just so I'm not upset that we lost to them.
Listen, Ella, you just got to say this because this is what drives me nuts in sports. So when you watch like NBA games, you see all the players like they all dap each other up, like they're all buddy buddies, and you want to win the game. So it's like I know you're friends with these girls, but you can say it like you want to kick their ass. You
Yeah,
want to win the game,
yeah. Before
right?
the game, we're friends, and then during the game, yeah, you're right.
I'm like, we want to win the game, but it is cool. It's fun to see the bond that not only you guys, but I mean on the boys' side, there everybody plays all these travel teams together, whether it's AU basketball or travel lacrosse or whatever it is, and you build those relationships. And when you're on the field, it's game time. It's like you want to win, you want to strike out their players, you don't want them to get any hits off you and whatnot. But it's really cool to see. I think Sophia's dad posted a picture of you guys all at the end. It looked like I think it was at the end of the game or before the game, and it was really cool to see that. So when's the next round of games, and hopefully the sun will be out, so it'll be a little bit warmer for you guys because this has been crazy. But when's the next round of games?
This week tomorrow. We're Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, I think. So.
Oh wow, okay. Where's the games at tomorrow?
Camden.
Oh, you're at Camden. Okay. Well, listen, girls, it's been fun to cover you both. Ella, I'm still going to cover you no matter what. We'll be down to see you guys, but tell your mom and dad that you guys gained 2 more family members, and my little one and I that big fans of both of you guys. And Erin, I'm happy we were finally able to get you on here and chat. But proud of you both, and you represent the Mohawk Valley the right way, and I look forward to covering you both.
Yes, thank you so much for everything, Rocky.
You're welcome, girls. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Alrighty. So that was really cool to have Erin on with us both, and I've had Ella's been on with me a couple times this past year, and she's been on with me over the last couple years, and 2 really good, not just athletes, but 2 really good human beings that represent the student athlete. I think I was just told that Ella's going to be the valedictorian. I believe I was going to ask her about that, but 2 girls that have done it the right way, and so fun to watch play. But when I joked with them and said, I go to these games and I watch, and the girls and the boys do it too, because my son's buddies with some kids that play on other teams, and they're buddies. But I'm like, you know what? When the game starts, you want to win the game. The buddy stuff goes away. It's competition, but at the end of the game, it's about friendships and the relationships that you build. So congratulations to Erin and Ella for an outstanding career at Notre Dame. So let's bring Coach PJ back on with me here. Coach, what's happening?
Oh, not much, Rock. Thanks for having me on again.
No worries. I figured, you know what? We had you on to start the season. Now the season, we're 3/4 of the way through it. And, Coach, you guys are 8-2, off to a great season. I was trying to go back through the RFA lacrosse numbers to see some good starts that we've had over the last 10 years. There's been a couple seasons of decent starts, but last year this team was 5-10. What's been the biggest turnaround for the program in your first year?
Well, just trying to get the boys to buy into what I'm trying to do here, and to trust the process of developing this program. Just like everyone says, trust the process, listen, like you really got to trust my process of how I want to teach them the game. And they've been doing a good job of doing the little things and taking care of the little things in lacrosse, because getting down for 2 hands on a ground ball, that's the biggest little thing I preach more than anything. And they've been doing a good job of doing what I ask and listening and understanding that I'm trying to help them become better lacrosse players as a team more than just individuals.
And Coach, I went back and listened to the first interview, and one of the things you talked about was discipline and doing the little things. How have you seen that this year show up on the field?
My biggest thing is with discipline is just play the game. Don't worry about the other team, what they're saying, what they're doing. Just play our game of good, smart lacrosse and taking care of the little things like getting down, 2 hands on a ground ball, bending down and scooping through for the ground ball instead of trying to rake it or trying to go for the body or just to check a guy out of the way. Taking care of that stuff, moving our feet, when we're passing, moving our feet off ball, talking on defense, those little things, like it just contributes to the big whole process of the team play. And, we've been doing a pretty good job of doing it, but we still got to keep being disciplined of taking care of those little things. Everyone has their little moments where they go for one hand and then you hear me yelling at them saying 2 hands. And but being more disciplined in how we play our game, not trying to go for the stupid checks that are slashes or the cross checks and getting stupid penalties. Those little things right there, like it's still getting out of their system, but for the most part, I'd like to say it's almost out of their system of doing those stupid things and just in making us go man down and whatnot. So they've been pretty good at being disciplined in themselves, taking care of all those little things too.
Coach, I always say, whether you're a first-year coach trying to turn around a program, but we talked about culture a lot too, on the first time I had you on. And I always say that if you can change the culture, get the kids to buy in, that's a huge win in itself for you. How has this culture seemed to be flipping so fast? Did you expect it would change this fast?
Not this quick, no. But I've been, I coached 2 years ago with the boys program. I was the defensive coach, and a lot of those kids that I had that are still on the team now, they all knew like what I can do and what I'm capable of and my knowledge of the game. So thankfully, a lot of them already like knew what I was capable of and kind of were like, okay, yeah, if we buy in, we're going to be fully like, if we get everyone else to keep buying into, he knows what he's talking about and he's going to try to lead us in the right direction.
And Coach, talking about some of the leaders here, it's a good segment to dive into. Luke Hammond for you has been one of the key guys, the guy for you. But, Johnny Barone's had a good year for you. Aaron Coleman's had a good year. Dylan's had a good year for you. Talk to us first about Luke and what he's meant to this team.
I mean, Luke's just a great athlete in general. Every sport he plays, he excels in, whether it's, football, basketball, or lacrosse. Kind of runs in his family in the lacrosse side. His brother's just Noah. I just want to give him a shout out. He just won the ECAC and he was player MVP too. So good job, Noah, representing RFA lacrosse. But Luke is he's got that beast mentality of, I'm going to do it. And I'm trying to get him to realize that, you can do a lot, but your team needs to do more for you and help around you. And that's something that the team has stepped up and trying to be that, the second person. Everyone's kind of trying to be the second person. Luke draws a slide, someone's wide open. Luke does his job. The ball is going to go through him and he's going to try to either, draw a slide from another defender and hopefully open it up for someone else. And he's been doing a great job of distributing and seeing the off-ball play and drawing the guy and trying to read. He's been doing a good job with assists this year, so I'm very happy with him with that, not just goals, because it's about moving the ball more than anything and setting up your teammates in order for him to get more looks and better looks himself.
And Coach, when I mentioned the Johnny Barones, the Aaron Colemans, and Dylan Sechrist, and I know you got a surrounding group of talent around Luke, how important has that depth been for this season?
Well, we're not terribly deep. So we've had a few hits, a few games, like Dylan was out with an injury for a little bit. And then, so thankfully the guys that we've had to throw into, they've stepped up. Like I'm going to give a shout out to Brendan Curtis for stepping up when I've thrown him in on attack, for subbing in for someone. Same with Leo Carpenter. He's done a good job down there too, throwing in. But Dylan, Johnny, they're finally realizing, hey, okay, if he's going to try to do something, I got to try to find an open spot and sit myself in it, and then I got to finish. And so, to help Luke out, it will help Luke out more than anything if they finish, and it has been. It's been a great job, They've been a great surrounding cast for him, but now, they got to keep stepping up themselves. They shouldn't be surrounding. They should be adding and helping more than anything too, in which they have been doing a good job with that.
And Coach, where have you seen the biggest improvements from game one until now?
Our defense. Defense has come a long way. Yeah, I'm a defensive guy myself. That's what I coached 2 years ago. So that's something I'm very strict about, how we play defense positionally and talking communication. From the first few games, we got some guys lost, like, okay, if I'm the slide guy, if I'm two, or like in going with, fast break rotations, man down rotations. They've come such a long way with their communication. That's made them such a better team defense. And then individually, like, if they keep staying disciplined and not giving up topside and force them down the alleys, keeping them behind, we've been doing way better of playing that disciplined position defense and trying to take away the middle and give them the alleys, give them the side, give them behind the goal. Who cares what they're going to do back there, So they've been doing a great job in our man down. They've done a good job. I think we held New Hartford to no goals and man down, so that was huge. Our defense has done a great job stepping up. With Carson in goal, he's been doing a great job leading that defense and getting them to talk and doing what they need to do to play great team defense.
So, Coach, it's hard to believe, and I say this to all the coaches when we talk, is I think you guys have 6 regular season games left, and I was like, boy, I feel like this season just started, but it goes so fast. What's this team still need to do to improve, these last final 5-6 games headed into sectionals?
There's always room for improvement, as any coach would say. But we need to keep being self-disciplined on how we play this game, and taking care of the ball. New Hartford game, they possessed the ball a lot, and we were a fast break team in that situation. And that's kind of how we are. We got some great team middies that break out and do a good job of doing fast breaks, but we need to do a better job of playing just a lot better team offense and just working the ball around and taking some time off the clock, possessing the ball, taking smart shots, and not settling for any outside shots that it's going to be a gumball for the goalie, and then keep playing disciplined defense and keep working hard and busting our butts.
So, Coach, is there anything so far this season for you personally that you've learned about yourself?
Not really. I mean, this is something I've always knew I could do. It kind of just solidifies that, yeah, this is something that I've always wanted to do. But it's, I've coached for years and years before and whatnot. And this is my first actual, like varsity head coaching job for lacrosse. But it's nothing out of the ordinary. It's stuff that I kind of expected. Some things are moving a little bit faster than others, but still it's really nothing I didn't expect.
And Coach, last thing I was going to ask you, what would be your message to your team here heading into the final stretch of the season?
Well, main thing is we don't look down on any other team. We keep preparing like any team can beat us, because if we go into that mentality of hey, we're going to win this game, you're going to come out flat, and we want to come out strong every game and kind of show them that this is the new age of Rome lacrosse. But to keep working hard, keep playing discipline, and keep working on the little things, because you never know what's going to happen with those big things later on in the season.
Well, I got to tell you, before you came on, I was telling people on the air here that I got a chance to finally see my first modified game. I got a chance to see my son. They played at VVS, and it was a great game to watch. The boys won, but they got off the field. I picked my son up at school, and my son gets in the car, and I said, "What'd you think?" He goes, "Dad, I love football." But he goes, "Man," he goes, this was special. He goes, "I can't even explain the feeling," but he absolutely loved it. So I had messaged Doc, and I said, "Man, I'll tell you what, like your A group, half the A groups never even play lacrosse They're all first-year players, but you would never know that group that he has, some of them have never played lacrosse. They fly around. It was so fun to watch play. I can't wait to watch them next week. But it was special. It was pretty neat.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like, and that's something with the coaches down there. I've had my talks with all them and just to make sure we're all on the same page. And it's awesome that talking to the assistant coaches and Akko, and we're just like, we said 2 words and we're like, yep, we're on the same page. It's sweet. We all have the same mentality of trying to push these kids to work hard and play smart lacrosse and modified. I mean, they had almost like 2 months of lacrosse of practice and on the grass. And so it's like, it's finally nice to see them put it together and finally play a game and do everything that they've been working hard on.
Well, Coach, finish this thing off on the right track. I know you will. It's been a great first year. And again, I can't wait to meet you in person here eventually. One of these days I'll get a chance to meet you in person. But I've heard nothing but great things about you from not just lacrosse coaches, just coaches in general here in the area. So keep up the good work. We'll do it again soon.
All right. Appreciate it, Rock. Take care.
You got it, Coach. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, he's done a great job. It's nice to see it. And I mean it when I say it. It's like I went to watch, and I can't wait to watch another game. It was physical, and the kids again, I'm not just saying some of the first-year kids, but in general, it was nice to see these kids flying around, and Coach Akko, I'll give him a shout-out again if he's watching or he catches it on the replay. Him and his coaching staff do a fantastic job with those young kids. And I don't know how he gets all these kids in the game. I'm looking and saying, geez, he's got about as many as we had on the football team. Not a lot of kids, but I think lacrosse in general here in Rome on the boys and the girls side is definitely heading in the right direction. So hats off to those guys. I want to put some of the comments up. I meant to do it when I had Ella and Erin on here, and Jess says we love the Trinkaus girls, and yeah, so do we. We got most of the time. I think they're saying when I asked the question about what advice would they give each other, and I think when Ella said they get along most of the time, I would agree. There's got to be. I would imagine they probably have some interesting conversations at the dinner table. 'Cause I know mom and dad were coaches as well, and I got to say, when I was younger, growing up with my sister, my dad is a coach. We had some interesting conversations at the dinner table that sometimes would get heated. Tim says 2 of the best local girls and athletes, very humble. Also, I would agree with you on that, Tim. Jackie, thanks for the comments as well. And then Sarah says, great job, girls. Thank you for that. So make sure you have and send me. You can send them to me on Facebook. You can text me, call me. Right now, I got about a handful of names for the community spotlight segments that I'll be doing. Those will be recorded, and then I'll air them live. So I already have about 2 or 3 that I got to reach out to start planning. If you do watch this live, you're watching a replay, that little barcode up top, if you were to scan it, there's Rockpile merchandise now available too, which is pretty cool. So just scan that and pick out something like T-shirts. There's hoodies, there's sweatpants, there's a little bit of everything on there. So I appreciate everybody following the Mohawk Valley Sportswatch. So on behalf of myself, I want to make sure I thank Erin and Ella. Thank PJ for jumping on with me here this morning on the Mohawk Valley Sportswatch. I'll post next week who we'll have on here next Sunday. We should be a go. I know I have the girls basketball. We got one more tournament on Saturday. Sunday, I believe, is Mother's Day. So maybe we'll do a show the following week, but I'll let everybody know. But thank you for everybody for following the Mohawk Valley Sportswatch and making this show special. I can't do it without each of you. So hopefully you enjoyed the show today. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, and I'll see you again next week right here on the Mohawk Valley Sportswatch. Have a good weekend, everybody.